ในเบื้องต้นนี้อาตมาก็ขอจบการที่8ไว้ในเพียงเท่านี้นะต่อไปจะสรุปเป็นภาษาอังกฤษตั้งแต่การที่5นะที่5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 Okay, I will spend about 5 to 10 minutes summarizing the sermon on Western on chapter 5 or chapter 5 to chapter 13. So as you know that in the morning we have finished chapter 1 to chapter 4. So chapter 5 is known as Chushka or Chushok, the Brahmin whose occupation is being a beggar because his job is to pay money from the people. So chapter 5 is telling us about one Brahmin who was a beggar. So this beggar, it was quite old, and probably 70 years old. When he had collected a lot of money, he was afraid that he might be robbed. So he went to see his friend and left his money with his friend. But for many years, and this beggar did not turn up. So his friend thought, Chujika or the Brahmin or the beggar might have died. But in fact, he was still alive. Then the friend spent all the money. When Chujika the Brahmin came back to ask for the money back, and he asked for the money back, but the friend said, I have used up all the money, so I have nothing to give you back. Unless if you like to take my daughter as your wife, I don't have any problem with that. So they agree that Chushika the Brahmin should marry his young daughter, and his young daughter too was happy to be married to Chushika the Brahmin. So in chapter 5, and as you may learn from if you understand Thai, so this chapter is very funny. It tells us about the personality of the Brahmin. And according to the story, the Chushaka the Brahmin or the beggar was very ugly. And he was very ugly. Yeah? But he has a very beautiful wife. And his wife was very good because she knew how to look after her husband very well. She cooked for him, and also she went to the well to fetch water because she was too good. Because Amitada was too good. And then the women in the village where they were living were jealous. And then they tried to abuse her, to beat her, and when Amitada returned home, and she cried and cried. When Chushika learned that, why you cry, my darling? I no longer want to be with you because I was beaten by the ladies in this village, and if you can find a slave for us, and then I will be with you. But if you can't, I will go back to live with my parents. So this is the reason why that Chushika the beggar was told by his wife to ask for Charlie and Ganha, the Prince Charlie and Princess Ganha, to be their slave. So in chapter 6, as I said, is about the Brahmin by the name Chujika. And then chapter 6, Julapon in Thai. In English, Julapon means sparse forest. Sparse forest, small forest. The sparse forest tells us about the beauty of the forest. When Chushika went to ask for Charlie and Ganha, and he has been through a lot of difficulties, and once he was confronted with a hunter by the name Jetaputa. Jetaputa was appointed by the king to look after, to be a security guard for Prince Vesantara and their family. So when Chushika was confronted with Jetaputa the hunter, and he was chased after, and that he had to run up and climb up to the tree. And the hunter almost killed Chushika, but unfortunately, with his cleverness, he pretended to be the diplomatic from the kingdom, and he was looked after very well by the hunter. Then when he entered the thick forest, or Mahapon, the big forest, And again, in this chapter, it described about the beauty of the forest. And then he met one hermit by the name Ajuta. Ajuta first did not trust. The hermit at first did not trust Chujika, but with his charisma, with the charisma of Chujika, he was then persuaded and trust. So he told how to get to the Wangkata mountain. So that's the end of chapter 7. In chapter 8, I have just given a talk in Thai language in the Isan style by singing. And chapter 8, Kumara, or the children. So this chapter tells us about the two children by the name Prince Charlie and Princess Ganha, who were given by the father, Prince Vesandra, to the beggar Chujika. So they had been through a lot of hardship. But eventually, with their merit, during the night time, they were looked after by the divine beings or the angels. And then chapter 9, Matri or Mati, and who was Vesandra's wife. So in this chapter, after the two children were given to Chujika, and the king Intragod was afraid that someone might come to ask Mati from Vesandra. So he described himself as the own Brahmin and came to the human world to ask for Mati. And Prince Vesandra agreed to give his wife to that old Brahmin. And then chapter 10, Sakabab, in Pali, which means introverts. In this chapter, when Prince Vesandra gave his wife to the old Brahmin, who was in fact the intragod, and then the intragod promised the prince with 10 blessings. And what are the 10 blessings? He be recalled to his father's city. He chose condemn no man to death. He chose be a helpmate to all alike. He chose not be guilty of adultery. His son chose have long life. He chose have celestial food. His means of giving chose never fail. And then after that, he chose be reborn in the heaven. So these are the 10 blessings that Prince Vesandra asked from the intragod. And then chapter 11, Maharaj, or the great king. So in this chapter, it tells about the parade of the army from the kingdom of Jetapura in order to invite Vesandra back to the kingdom. And then chapter 12, Chakrasak, or the 6 royals. This chapter tells about the reunion of 6 royal members: the king and his wife, Queen Pusati, Prince Charlie, Princess Ganha, Prince Vesandra, and Princess Mati. When they were reunited, they were overjoyed. They cried, and because of this, because of their happiness, then there was a magic rain. There was a magic rain, and made everyone fall asleep. Then chapter 13, the last one, Nakhon or Nakara, and this chapter tells us about the return to the kingdom of Vesandra, which is the end of Vesandra Chataka tale or Vesandra Chataka story. So from this story, you may learn that Vesandra was born as a prince. Although he was born as a prince, he liked to give, he liked to share, and this is the reason why that the Thai Buddhists like to give, because we were persuaded by this story. And so the story is very influential for the Thai lifestyle. And for those who would like to learn more about the story of Vesandra, you can even go to internet, like Google, just type Vesandra, and then many things will come up. So with the power of the goodness, with the power of the meritorious that you all of you have done together today, may you and your family members be blessed with the power of the King James, with happiness, with well-being, with success, with prosperity forever. Thank you for your attention. โอเคนะก็ภาษาอังกฤษก็จบไปทีนี้ก็จะได้มอบเป็นประเคนไปให้แก่ท่านอาจารย์เฉลิมได้ว่าต่อ